Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. VA Watchdog has found improper sharing. Now, hey, this is important information for all of us to know because we are all impacted at some level or another, and it's good to be aware. If you don't have some sort of a credit monitoring or identity theft monitoring type of thing, maybe now's the time. I mean, it's not getting any safer out there. So let's jump into this. Before we do, though, I want to throw on a. All right, look, it's the names, man. It's hard to say some names. It's easier to say some others, and sometimes they're kind of funny. So I appreciate your super comment, super chat. So we're gonna throw on a special thank you to Big Daddied 2. Hey, thank you. I do appreciate it, Big Daddied. You are a rock star. Thank you so much for the super comment, super chat. I do appreciate it very much. I appreciate the support. All right. Now I'm going to get, I'm sure, other just awesome names for me to have to say because this is what I started doing. Anyway, here we go. So, VA Watchdog found improper sharing of sensitive information on cloud apps. This is on FedScoop. It came out April 24th, 2025. I am sharing it with you here today. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched really does help to share the information. That's really what we're trying to do. So, staff at the Department of Veterans Affairs were able to access sensitive information and communications, including veterans' personally identifiable information. So let's jump into it here and see kind of what the damage is and what's going to happen from here. The Department of Veterans Affairs has been improperly sharing sensitive information on collaborative cloud-based applications, according to the agency's Office of Inspector General. In a Tuesday report, the VA OIG found that employees could access documents and emails, documents and emails from other staffers on internal networks, including communications that contained personally identifiable information for veterans getting surgery, reference checks, human resources, paperwork, and more. Two systems, the VA's Office of Information and Technology's Microsoft 365 multi-tenant system and the Veterans Health Administration's integrated a veteran care provider profile management system, had improperly shared the sensitive personal information, the report found. The improper sharing of sensitive information was made possible due to inadequate controls over permissions. While the Office of Information and Technology had formally published instructions on the secure administration of apps like Teams and SharePoint, OIG said it lacks enforcement mechanisms to ensure standardized processes are followed across the organization. I will tell you, it is probably a nightmare to try to do that when you have a staff that's that big spread over the entire nation. I'm moving on. OIT also has not expanded the roles and responsibilities of information security and privacy staff to include the routine review of Teams and SharePoint site permissions and content. If the VA doesn't implement controls to adequately protect sensitive information going forward, it could cause harm to individuals and the agency may face legal liability, loss of public trust, and more, the OIG warned. While OIT has responded to the evolving risks and is attempting to mitigate them, VA will need to enhance control coverage to apply security in depth agency-wide, the report said. This is because other VA offices may implement these collaborative applications outside the direct control of OIT. The watchdog did note that OIT has made efforts to mitigate the risk of improper sharing on the collaborative systems. As of June 2024, OIT published instructions for users to add labels indicating sensitivity to files in Office 365. In April 2024, OIT reportedly reportedly published instructions to administrators on how to remove a SharePoint user group that would grant access to all VA users. Additionally, in March of 2024, OIT informed its staff of the data loss prevention and data discovery analytics and labeling production pilot for labeling. This represented an initial effort to automate the identification of VA sensitive data. Look, I'm just going to say it again, and whoever you want to use, but with so much of our information out there, not just at the VA, all over the place, and the more changes and things happening, there's bound to be cracks in the road that are going to allow things to fall through, and it would sure be horrible if it was one of us. So any sort of protective layers that we could add to protect ourselves, and at least be notified, right, if something weird is happening, so you could try to head it off at the pass before it becomes a major issue, is probably a good thing. I'm a little bit concerned that with changing so many things on the technology side and adding automation and all of that type of stuff, I think that, it's needed, but there's also a risk. And what will that risk kind of lead to? I think that we need to have some protections in place for ourselves. Anyway, moving on here, and we'll wrap this up. The watchdog, I don't even know where that is. Let's move on. The watchdog recommended that the Assistant Secretary for IT and the Chief Information Officer ensure that facilities and programs remove unauthorized sensitive information from collaborative application sites. It is also recommended that the Assistant Secretary direct the standardization of SharePoint's administration, as well as take additional action to implement automated tools to detect and correct improper sharing agency-wide, among other actions. Now, here's one last little piece. Even if it's just being, we'll say, shared internally within the VA, you might think to yourself, well, it's all VA workers. It's going to be, it could be worse. Sure, it could be worse. But guess what? There's bad actors everywhere. There's not good people that actually work at the VA. There's plenty of them that we see in the OIG quarterly reports or monthly reports, who, they're being basically arraigned, they're being sentenced, they're committing fraud, they're stealing, they're selling, they're collaborating, they're, whatever. So even if it's internally at the VA only and outside the VA is not an issue, it is still a problem, is the bottom line. So with that, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.